Here on the broadcast. Are you looking for tips, products, articles to help you with the health and wellness journey? Well, here at Blue Gold Store, we are your one-stop shop for all your health and wellness needs. There you're going to find tricks, tips, and products like the Red Tea Detox, articles on fat-burning foods, and vitamin deficiency and meditation. Check out the website. It is absolutely amazing. Do it right now. Hit them up on the horn. It's bluegoldbuys.store. That's Blue Gold Buys with a Z .store. Check them out today. They're going to help you on your journey to health and wellness. It is absolutely helpful. They've got tips. They've got videos. They've got everything over there. Check out Blue Gold Buys .store. That's BLUEGOLDBYZ .STORE. That's BLUEGOLDBUYZ.STORE. And tell them you heard about it here. Transmedia worldwide. Go check them out right now. It is bluegoldbuys.store. We are going to go to our next guest here in just a few moments here on The Mix. And Jaybird Wells is getting antsy. So we're going to get our next guest in here.
Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again.
Okay, well, we are going to attempt to call this guest. They were burning up the phone lines a few moments ago. So we are going to get them in here and figure out what we have to do here. Call them on Skype, and then, of course, we've got to bring Jaybird Wells in. And I believe there's our guest. How are you, my friend?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Pretty good, actually. We're going to grab Jaybird Wells here on Skype, bring her into the conversation, and welcome back to The Mix here on iHeartRadio, also AMFM247.com. The Mix on Tuesdays. It is this week it's the Tuesday radio program. Usually we do the program on Sundays, but this week we were covering KWR up there in Salina, Kansas. But so give us a brief introduction on yourself. Tell us a little about your band, Facebook links, anything you've got, my man. Tell us all about it.
Oh, man, that's a lot of ground to cover. My name is Mike, and I play guitar and do some vocals in a band called In Ghosts from the Midwest area. We've been around for a few years now. We just started pumping out singles that one would assume would eventually lead towards a new record, although we have not announced anything too crazy yet. And we played a weird mix of some rock, radio rock and post-hardcore from the underground, and just try to have a good time, I guess.
In Ghosts. So how did you come up with this name?
I like to joke and tell people that we just kind of pinned a bunch of words to the wall and threw tacks at it until something stuck. But really, it's kind of our own little weird way of just talking about how you look at the honesty of a person. So if you take something, I guess like a really good example would be like Michael Jackson. Like later in his life, at the beginning of his life, he was the king of pop. Later in his life, people did not remember him quite so fondly. But once he was gone, we learned all these other things, and everybody went back to remembering him as the king of pop because that's what he was. So really, it's kind of our whole look at how can you be the most honest with yourself? How can you be the most honest with the people around you? And sometimes that means that you have to, unfortunately, vacate the premises. So it's the idea is that in Ghosts we don't have any secrets. Everything's about being open and honest and being as transparent as what we can.
Fantastic. In Ghosts with us today. They join us live here on The Mix, here on Tuesdays, and, of course, the Sunday radio program as well. And so Facebook, Twitter, how do we find you guys?
Oh, we're everywhere. The big one is inghosts.com. We've got our own website. That's where you can find all of our merch, tour dates, photos, videos, whatever you want. But then any other social media site except for Snapchat, I think you would find us. So Facebook.com/inghosts, Instagram.com/inghosts, Twitter.com/inghosts. We're all over the place. Check out the website, inghosts.com. Jay, go ahead and jump in there, my friend.
I was just going to ask how you guys got started.
That's actually kind of an interesting one. I used to be, every musician's been in 1,000 bands before, right? So I was I had played in one for a couple of years that got a little bit of radio play and some label attention, and we fell apart pretty quickly once we started to to get popular. And so we got to a point where I was no longer happy with what we were doing, and I decided to step away. And I had a bunch of songs that I had written for that band that they didn't like, and that I really wanted to exist somehow. So I called my buddy Tyrus, who I had toured with a little bit previously in a different band. And I was like, hey, you're not in a band right now. I'm no longer in a band. I have these songs. Like, we don't really need to do anything with them. I'd like to have them exist, and I need good vocals in order to do that. And I sent him some stuff over, and he called me a few hours later, and he's like, man, this song's really good, actually. Like, I'd be happy to sing on it, but I'd actually like to maybe do something with this. And so I sent him the rest of what I had, and we started workshopping stuff out. And a few years later, here we are, still playing everything we can.
Everybody's wondering the same question I have. Do you talk about ghosts?
Not a ton. Not in like the literal sense, at least. We touch a lot just as far as like what's the word I'm looking for here? We talk a lot about just I guess kind of the struggles, like the demons that you fight as a person. He's trying to get through those, mentally moving forward all the time, but not about like literal ghosts like being haunted in the closet or anything.
So you've never seen any ghosts?
Ooh, that's different. That's a different story. I've got some experiences, but I don't want to sound too crazy.
Nobody's crazy.
Oh man, I was just talking about that. I was just talking about that the other night with a few people that when I was really young, I had some real creepy stuff happen to me in my childhood home, but nothing like I didn't think I was like creatively haunted or anything.
We've got a great band with us today. In Ghost, join us today here on our big program, Coast to Coast and Boulder to Boulder, on TuneIn, iTunes, Radio Loyalty, of course. The Mix on Tuesdays, each and every Tuesday on The Mix. We have a great Jiggy Jaguar experience. In Ghost, join us today here on the telephone. Now tell us about some of the different themes and some of the different deals that you cover in your music, my man.
Yeah, so a lot of it is very much just about scenario, like just situations that we've been through. So, like this most recent single that we just put out is called Gravity, and gravity is really used as just like the total weight of the world and your decisions and your stress and anxiety and anything else that you might be dealing with, and just kind of trying to learn as that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to lean on somebody. It's okay to it's okay to be in those situations because everybody does it. You're not weird. You're not an outcast. Like, if you need some help, you ask your friends, ask your family, because with a little bit of help, we can kind of get through those situations. And that's probably, at least as far as like lyrically, I think it's the most important thing that we've done so far as a band. Because then you take one single back, and we talk about Crux, which is what we put out back in end of March, and that was essentially about some people that were in Tyrus and I's lives that are no longer there, and for good reason, because they are not the most sultry of people, if you will.
I like Mike. Can we keep him?
We've got a great guest with us today. They join us live here in our broadcast, and you guys have put together a really cool website. You've got some things out there. Tell us how you guys market yourself.
Oh man, that's how do we market ourselves? We've really hit hard. I think we've really hit hard on this whole Gravity train. That's what this is something we've been working on for a long time. We had gone to record a bunch of new stuff almost a year and a half ago now was when we kind of initially started working on all this new music. And after we left the studio and we were done with everything was when Gravity and a couple of other songs that are going to be coming up here had kind of come to the surface afterwards. And we actually delayed the entire project because we really felt that getting those out there was important, if you will. So we've really been kind of pushing the whole Gravity thing because that is kind of the image that we want to have, which is that you can talk to people, you can talk to us. It's okay to not be okay, as a lot of the the sayings would be going lately. So really, yeah, we're trying to promote mental health and just keep moving forward, make it to the next step. There's always a sun coming up tomorrow, kind of stuff.
How long does it take to record one song, and how long did it take to do the whole Gravity?
It's kind of hard to tell because we don't necessarily work on one song at a time when you go up for something like that. Like Gravity was a part of a much larger project that we worked on. But I mean, you can usually spend once you have everything done, you can usually spend a few days time just getting everything recorded. But writing-wise, I mean, it could be like weeks or months even. I think we had the music done for Gravity, and we had like the idea, like the concept for what we wanted it to be about, probably 3 months before we actually had what we would call like a ready-to-demo song. But then there are definitely songs on this record and the last record that came together in just a few days total. So it can be all over the place.
What advice would you give new bands?
Just do it. I think that one of the things that I've learned the most recently that I know has held me back a lot and has helped me a lot already, like really just since I adopted this, is just do it. No creative project is ever going to be perfect by any means. You can sit and you can obsess over it and you can change it and you can revise and modify all day and you can keep making it a little bit better, but there definitely becomes a point where the return that you're getting from all of the time that you're putting into changing things, trying to make them perfect, is incredibly minimal. And so I think my biggest advice would be write the songs, make them the best that you can, but don't spend so much time on them that you're not putting any songs out. Like get them out there, go play shows, do whatever you can to just keep moving. Because if you get caught in those walls, or if you're too afraid of what people might think of what you're doing, or how hardly you might be judged, or if people will like it, you're just going to stop creating. And stopping creating is the absolute worst thing that you can do for your mental health as an artist. Trust me.
Well, I'll tell you, you guys are doing some amazing, amazing stuff. In Ghost with us today. They join us live here in the broadcast. Before we let you go, my friend, what do you guys have coming up here?
A bunch of stuff that is kind of behind closed doors still. Right now, the main focus is still the last single, Gravity. But I can say that there will be more new things to listen to before the end of the year. And if you live anywhere on the West Coast, you definitely want to keep an eye on our Facebook here in the next month or so.
Fantastic. Well, we are going to take a break, and when we come back, we have got more coming up, but I appreciate you making time for us today.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for coming on, brother. And we are going to take a break, and we are going to play Gravity from In Ghost here on the Big Broadcast.